this whole entire time, but there was no way for me to know that because I can't find Lyranth on the map to just know where I'm going to fucking find her. See, this is the kind of shit I hate in MMORPGs, bro. When you're just wandering around, you can't fucking find the person, you can't find what you're supposed to do. Like, where is Lyranth in Fargrave? Where is she? Because it just keeps pointing me in a direction and taking me through doors, but I never seem to actually be able to see on the map where she is. It just keeps telling me, go through the next door, go through the next door, go through... See, look. Go through the next door. Go. See, where is it? Where is it now? Find Lyranth and Fargrave. Below. Go through a door. Alright, well, sorry if this is boring, but I'm just gonna keep walking and going through doors until somehow I finally manage to find Lyranth. Okay, I'm outside the fucking city now. And now there is no objective to find Lyranth. This is really, really fucking confusing. X, continue zone story. Yeah, okay, where is this? Okay, so continue zone story is telling me to go in the bathhouse. All the way back up where I was. But they keep giving me a zone story symbol that says find Lyranth in Fargrave.
Just leave me alone.
But then when it's telling me to find Lyranth, it's not pointing toward the bathhouse. So how was I supposed to know that go to the bathhouse and find Lyranth were two different things? Or are they two different things? I don't know. I am massively confused. So you know what? We're just gonna go to the bathhouse. But now I can't see that area I was in on my map. Like, there's no way to... Yeah, up here, the shambles. So the shambles is just its whole own area. This is really confusing. This is really confusing. If I'm gonna find Lyranth in the bathhouse, then stop giving me a find Lyranth in Fargrave objective that's pointing me in the opposite direction of the bathhouse. And if it's a separate thing, then show me where I need to go to find Lyranth as a separate thing. Because all you're doing right now is confusing the dog shit out of me. That's all you're doing. Holy fuck, bro. Screw it. We're just gonna go do this bathhouse thing. Maybe I can actually do the find Lyranth objective later. I don't know. Maybe it would help if you could set it so that it didn't display objectives for every quest that you have. Because I don't need it to display objectives for every fucking quest I have. And it just makes it confusing. Like, I know the one you have selected is white, and the ones that you don't have selected are dark. But it still just makes it confusing, bro, when it's like, yeah, go out this door for this, this, and this. Go out this door for that, that, and that. Go in this door for this, this, and that. Like, I wish I could just have one quest selected and have one thing that it was telling me to do. And have nothing else even showing at all. Dark icon, light icon, whatever. I just want to have one thing showing.
Another ward. I think we can get past.
I'm sorry, folks. My sinuses are absolutely terrible.
Unlike the door outside,
It's so weird that this person has no name and they're just called the Anchorite. It's so weird. Crystals? What are you talking about? She's talking about crystals. Why do they always write my character's dialogue so that she sounds like a child?
We'll need that to get started.
Find a Lucent. Got it. Then
take
what?
The Lucent to the Dynamis font over there. That background energy I mentioned, the font absorbs it. Place the Lucent on the font, and it will fill it with the charged energy.
Charge the Lucent on the font. Then what?
Finally,
right before that, I said, do this and this and this. Then what? Then she told me. Then I said, okay, do this and this and this. Then what? Like.
That's the idea, anyway. I've seen the Daedra do all sorts of things using Lucent's fonts and names.
I'm beginning to think that maybe they just do have a child write the dialogue that your character actually says. Alright, I'll find a Lucent and follow your instructions.
Charge it in the Dynamis font.
Okay, I get it. I'm just gonna go do it now, okay?
That's definitely a Lucent. They're as common as clay. Now take the Lucent to the Dynamis font. Place the Lucent
you
in the
already
Dynamis font, and it
told
should
me
energy.
that. I guess some people just need things explained to them 20 fucking times. I don't.
Insert the charged crystal into the labrum and it worked. And now you know how to use a charged Lucent.
Yeah, so I imagine they're gonna be having me doing that a lot. Because they pretty much just rammed it down my throat with a canoe paddle how to use one of those. So I imagine I'm gonna have a lot more of that to do. They really explained that. I don't think they could have possibly explained that any more thoroughly. I mean, they basically just stood there and repeated it in my face 3 times in a row. There's old Leerant.
I see my spell brought the help I requested, but I didn't expect there to be more than one of you.
See, if I would have just known that both those quests were one and the same, if they wouldn't have been giving me this mysterious objective to find Lyranth that was totally in the opposite direction, and I would have just known that both of those objectives were the same fucking thing, I could have saved myself a bunch of trouble and wandering around, huh? But no, instead, they're giving me this find Lyranth objective that's somewhere way off in the other direction.
Ah, my simple
That
spell
sucks.
finally yields results. I was hoping it would bring you to me again, little mortal. I do so appreciate working with known quantities. But who is this other mortal who also carries my glowing brand upon their flesh?
Lyranth, this is the Anchorite. The Anchorite, meet Lyranth, the Dremora.
The Anchorite. An unusual appellation even for a mortal. You must
Yeah,
be
pretty
wondering
stupid,
why
I
summoned
agree.
you and then failed to be on hand to greet you. When I heard that Sister Saldina had arrived at their headquarters in the shambles, I had to act quickly.
Did you find She Who Shall Not Be Named?
You can plainly see that I did not.
Yeah, but they
Finding
made
this
me
location
ask
took
that.
more
It's not
time
my
than I
fault.
expected.
It's not my
Even
fault
then,
that the
getting inside
developers
has
write
proven difficult.
stupid
But now
questions
that
for
we're
my
together,
character.
I suspect we can make short work of any obstacles and locate Sister Saldina.
Why are you so intent on finding She Who Shall Not Be
My
Named?
reasons are my own, little mortal. Suffice it to say, I want to determine how Sister Saldina plans to utilize the votive runes to seize control of Fargrave. She wants to use its many portals as a gateway between the Deadlands and Nirn.
What do you need us to do, Lyranth?
Even a Dremora of my talents cannot hope to stand alone against the Dagonists and an army of living disasters. I seek to learn Sister Saldina's secrets. You want to protect the mortal realm from total destruction. Together, we can accomplish both.
What can you tell us about her?
She's smart and ruthless. A powerful combination in a mortal. She commands the Dagonists here in Fargrave and oversaw the creation of the Cataclysm. With that device, she plans to create an army of living disasters to unleash upon Nirn.
Living disasters?
Daedra empowered to unleash destruction upon the mortal realm and make it easier for Mehrunes Dagon to conquer Nirn. Did you know he's tried before? Dagon broke an agreement, and the doors between the Deadlands and Nirn were sealed. He can't use them.
What agreement did Mehrunes Dagon break?
Sotha, one of the so-called living gods of the Dark Elves, supposedly made a pact with various Daedric princes to protect Nirn. I don't know the details, but Dagon broke the pact. Sotha slammed the doors and closed off Dagon's connections.
So she wants to conquer Fargrave so Dagon can use its portal.
Everything about Sotha pact is rumor and speculation, so that is what I hope to determine. And I want to examine the Cataclysm. The attack on Fargrave could begin at any moment. Shall we enter the next area and see what Saldina is up to?
Heck yeah.
It vanished again.
The spell has run its course. The glow will not return. Now, to deal with this ward. Come, I sense activity in the chamber beyond.
The Dremora again. Well, you're too late. The ritual is almost complete. Dagon's blessing reverberates among the votive runes. Soon a wave of destruction will sweep over Fargrave and destroy the Daedra.
The spell. What's happening to us?
I couldn't hear what she said.
Stop! The ritual must destroy the Daedra. My plan depends upon it.
Why won't it let me destroy him? Is it because this guy's still fighting me? Even though he was all the way across the room and wasn't in combat with me at all, and I clearly had plenty of time to do that, but the game was just like, no, because we want to be all hokey about it. I can only hit it at very specific times that they decide that I'm allowed to.
All that work ruined. You will pay for that, Dremora. You and your companions both.
Sister Seldina got away, and we're right back where we started. Nowhere.
Nowhere? How quickly mortals succumb to despair. Let's talk in the next room.
Hey, what the hell are you talking about? We stopped her from doing what she was trying to do here. So how is that right back where we started?
Take a moment to look around. Sister Seldina departed in haste. Certainly she left something behind. I did not think Sister Seldina capable of performing such a powerful ritual. You did well, mortal. A few more moments and the magic would have exploded across Fargrave, leaving the city defenseless and destroying all of the Daedra, including me.
No, not Demon Mommy. I stopped the ritual, but she escaped.
Yes, but she fled in haste. That means she probably left something behind. Let's search this bathhouse. Bring me whatever you find. Sister Seldina's abandoned paraphernalia may be of use to me, and it may tell you more about the threat to Nirn.
Do you know what that ritual was all about? How was it going to help the cult conquer Fargrave?
From what I could devise, the votives elevated the emotions of mortals in the city, siphoning the energy generated into Sister Seldina's ritual. She planned to use that energy to destroy the Daedra, including the Grasp, leaving the city defenseless.
Shouldn't we go after her?
That would accomplish nothing. The Daegonists are experts when it comes to disappearing into the shadows. Sister Seldina will pay for her various insults soon enough. For now, see what she left behind when she fled.
Alright, I'll see what I can find in the bathhouse.
What did you find, little mortal? Tell me what you found, and I shall determine if it has any significance to my quest, or to yours.
I found this note. I can't make sense of it.
Nor can I. And while your literacy may be in question, mine certainly is not. This is no language, mortal or Daedric. It is written in code, one used by the Daegonists for their more guarded correspondence.
Can you decipher it?
No, and neither could any lowly recruit we captured off the streets and tortured for information. This code is reserved for the Order's elite. We'll need to find someone who can decipher it. I'm sure Fargrave must have someone with those skills.
What should we do now?
We should leave. The cult's forces may have scattered, but no doubt Sister Seldina will send a force to try to deal with us. We should not be here when they arrive. Perhaps the Anchorite can suggest a place for us to meet up, safe from prying eyes.
Are you coming with us?
What I seek still eludes my grasp, so our business is not yet concluded. You ought to be grateful. I can be a powerful ally, when the mood strikes me. I will meet you back in Fargrave. I'm sure the Anchorite knows someone who can decipher the code.
Let's meet at the inn in Fargrave. Bearer's Rest. We can talk privately there.
You got it. I still got hit by whatever effect came off that flame circle, even though I wasn't even standing in it. That's nice, I guess. Wait, so that's the Bearer's Rest right there. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, see, so where did it go? Where did it go now? They told me to go to the inn. What inn? Okay, they said the Bearer's Rest. There it is. See, but that says the Celestial Palanquin. Oh, okay, I see. I swear to God, sometimes it just seems like they purposefully try to. I know they don't, but sometimes it just seems like they purposefully try to make shit confusing, bro. Like, oh, it's the Bearer's Rest, but it's also the Celestial Palanquin. You know, why don't you just name it one fucking thing?
So you really came all this way to stop the waking flame from destroying Fargrave?
Something like that.
Or if they're two different things, why don't you make it look like they're two different buildings on the map instead of one building with two different symbols and two different names?
I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. Finding the leader of the cult, watching as she almost completed a deadly ritual, and then allowing her to escape. I never fail like that. And all we have for our trouble is a coded message.
Do you know anyone who can decipher the code?
Maybe. This is Fargrave, after all. The city connects to everywhere. Madam Wim must know someone here who can help us with that. In the meantime, we made a deal, and I always honor my commitments. Here, you earned this, my friend.
Little mortal, attend me. We have unfinished business, mortal. The encoded message you recovered from the bathhouse. That may be the key to determining the Waking Flame's next move and revealing the secrets I'm searching for. We must find someone who can decipher it.
The anchorite suggested asking Madam Wim for a recommendation.
Has the right idea. Fargrave sits on the threshold to everywhere. If there exists a being who can decipher this code, we will find them here. I'd prefer it if we could find someone other than Madam Wim to deal with, however.
I can ask around, but the anchorite seems to have a history with Wim. Do you know her?
I have heard of the infamous Mazkin who calls herself Madam Wim. I find her practice of turning gossip into profit to be loathsome. But even a filthy Daedrat has its uses, I suppose. Take the note to her and pay whatever it costs for a translation.
I'll take the encoded note to Madam Whim.
Go to Madam Whim's establishment, the House of Whims. Show her the encoded note and tell her we need it deciphered. I will meet you there. To make sure we have her undivided attention, and that she understands this is more than a mortal's request.
You seem reluctant to deal with her. Why?
We know of each other. Perhaps our paths have crossed over the millennia, perhaps not. Whim has changed her name and appearance multiple times. Or so I've heard. I have no doubt she will do so again, when Fargrave no longer amuses her.
Are you still trying to find out more about the Cataclysm devices?
You saw what I saw when we first encountered Sister Seldina at the Waking Flame Conclave. Her infernal device can transform Daedra into incarnates, living disasters of immense power. They threaten Nirn, so you should hope I learn everything I can.
But we stopped her ritual.
We learned that Sister Seldina tried to use the votive runes to steal power from the mortals. Power she hoped would destroy the Daedra and allow her to conquer Fargrave. We stopped that plot, but this realm's many portals are too enticing to ignore.
You think the Waking Flame will try again?
They are persistent, if nothing else, these Dagonists. If they truly want to unleash their incarnates on Nirn, using Fargrave's portals makes the most sense. The hope, slender though it may be, is that the encoded note will tell us more.
I'll meet you at the House of Whims. I can help with the negotiations.
Oh yeah, and I also gotta find that Nas person about that leather I found up in the shambles. Why don't we go try to do that? I hope finding them isn't gonna be super confusing. Oh, good. They appear to be in the House of Whims anyway.
I hope you're not the sort to interrupt those busier than you for no reason. Well, I don't have much time. Out with it.
I found this gem near the body of someone named Robier.
I am not shocked by this news. Mortals do not always know when to back away. This makes them exceptional employees, but does decrease their already limited longevity. You said you have the gem he was sent to retrieve?
Yes, here it is.
That's the trouble with mortals. Many don't have the experience to survive on the plains. Here, someone should have the gold that was set aside for Rob here. I employed a few prospective creatures to retrieve more of these plain stones, but given how you discovered the last creature I sent, I do not have high hopes. If you come across more ill-fated employees, please bring the plainstones to me.
Gotcha.
Why, Lyrinth, my dear, it would be an honor to assist you in any way I can.
An honor, yes. Mortals, show Whim the note.
Oh, darling, how good of you to once again grace my fine establishment. And I see that my information proved useful. You found Lyrinth. Another customer, satisfied and content. Now, what can Madam Whim do for you this time?
We think this note's written in code. It belonged to her.
While I have many, many talents, deciphering written codes concocted by fanatical mortals is not among them. Are you sure I can't interest you in something a little more luscious? No? Pity. Very well. I may know someone who can help you.
Who are they? Where can I find them? And how much will it cost me?
You wound me. I thought we were becoming friends. Talk to Gazmod the Collector. His villa on the west side of town contains quite the accumulation of Dagonic paraphernalia. Something in his collection should help, provided you can catch his eye.
Gazmod the Collector, villa on the west side of town. Got it. And what did that information cost
You owe
me?
absolutely nothing, my darling. Lyranth agreed to cover your cost for this bit of inside information. Isn't she a dear? Now, do tell Gazmod that we miss them here at the House of Whims. The place hasn't been the same without them.
I'm still not sure what currency you deal in.
Oh, don't concern yourself with that, dearest one. I never ask for more than a client can afford. There's no profit in that. When you have time, come back and let Madam Whim show you some of the wares that have made her the talk of Oblivion.
Go downstairs and rouse the anchorite. We'll want her with us when we talk to this collector. Meanwhile, I need to conclude our business here.
Gotcha.
Conclude our business. How I love the sound of that. It makes me all in Twitter.
I'm not here to play games, Whim.
But games are some of my favorite activities, dear Lyranth. Come, let me show you what the House of Whims has to offer.
Was Madam Whim helpful? Grab a drink and tell me all about it.
Yeah, I don't need a
know I
drink.
said I was going to help with the negotiations, but look, I don't want to talk about it.
I didn't ask. Why the fuck would you tell somebody that you don't want to talk about something that they didn't ask you to talk about? That they didn't even mention? That's like if I just walked into a room and somebody was like, "Man, I don't want to talk about golf, God," when I didn't even say anything about it. What's
Some
going
things
on?
are private, personal. You can't just walk up and demand I tell you my deepest, darkest secrets.
I didn't demand that you told me anything.
I agreed to talk about my name, my mask, everything. After you proved yourself, and you've certainly done that.
This is about your doofy mask?
When we first met, you asked about my name. Madam Whim gave it to me. I just arrived in Fargrave, and everything before that exact moment was gone. All I had was this mask. I didn't know who I was or where I came from. Still don't.
What does it mean, the anchorite?
Just one of Madam Whim's little jokes. Means I'm a recluse, a hermit, living a life of seclusion behind a mask I can't remove. Sometimes it feels like memories are stirring deep inside my mind. When that happens, I need a distraction.
Why?
Because it feels like there's a war raging inside my skull. A war I can't win. Better to drink or whatever. Push them back down to stop the pain behind my eyes. That's my story. At least as much as I know. Now, tell me what Madam Whim said.
She said Gazmod the Collector might have something to help decipher the encoded note.
I've heard of the Collector. Has a villa on the west side of the city. Never met them personally, but I assume they're some sort of Daedra. Makes sense considering their influence and where they live. I'll meet you there.
Alright, I'll meet you at the Collector's
I'll
villa.
finish this and meet you at the Collector's villa. It's on the west side, in a neighborhood that's strictly Daedric. So be careful, and watch your step until I get there.
Yeah, whatever. You arrived in Fargrave without knowing who you were or where you came from. Why did you stay?
Where else was I to go? I assumed I awoke in Fargrave for a reason. I stayed to find that reason. And to see if whoever left me here would one day return. Regardless, the city and its people quickly captured my heart.
Is that why you
especially
became the
mortals.
darling of the alleys?
Another label assigned by Madam Whim.
Why do they keep making me ask her about that? I don't care.
I can't stand to see anyone go hungry or be taken advantage of. I try to help and don't ask anything in return. Whim sees that as a weakness.
Once again, I couldn't care less. And you really can't remember anything from before you
Bits and
arrived in
pieces.
Fargrave?
When the memories stir, the pain kicks in. If I try to focus on them, actually make sense of them, the mask burns. It hurts me, like it doesn't want me to remember.
Oh, did you ever think about
Someday,
like taking
I'll
it
look into
off?
those blank spaces, but not today.
Okay.
Time to go, little mortals.
To the Collector's Villa, as soon as I finish my drink.
Go. We will catch up. I want to hear more about the anchorites' missing memories.
Okay.
The Mages Guild is recruiting to fill roles on their fancy new island refuge.
I have a keen eye for spotting reliable adventurers in need of some extra work. It's one of the things I'm known for. Piron Descent, our founder, has some prisoners in the Blood Pit that he needs to communicate with. I have the letters here, so all you need to do is drop them in locked letterboxes. His contacts will pick them up when they think it's safe. Oh, we mark the drop sites with Gleaner's Gleam. It's an ink that only we can see. If you're curious, ask Piron. He usually sets himself up in the crafting plaza. Go to the Blood Pit, look for the gleam, make the drops, get paid. Easy. Be careful out there. The Gleaners prioritize items of value, yes, but there's nothing more valuable than an experienced adventurer returning unharmed. Or at least not so harmed that they can't bring back the items of value.
There's always opportunities in Fargrave for the ambitious and skilled. Take some kin-cursed Dagoness stole the liminal rods used in our teleportation spell. The last group of hirelings sent by Ulvina Darin retrieved the rods. But those useless mercs were scared away by the Manticora Taupezu Azida and left the pegs behind.
Sorry, folks. I just yanked on my headphone cord again accidentally. Every time I get a new controller, first day I have it, I just yank on that cord real hard, like 10 times accidentally. So what do you need me to do?
Destroy the rods. We have replacements. And kill Taupezu Azida. It's gotten too annoying to live.
So this sounds like a
kill it
world
myself.
boss
The
daily
Sorokaton
here.
pays for one former adventurer to loiter in the streets talking to strangers. That person is me. What?
Okay, folks, well, this is going to be a good time for me to take a break. I had a great stream with you folks, and I hope you did as well, starting the Deadlands DLC. It looks like it's going to be fun. I've been having a good time so far. I'll see you folks again tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States, and we'll have some more Elder Scrolls Online adventures together. Okay, folks? I hope everybody stays sane and stays safe. And from my kitty and I to you, please have a great rest of your night. And we'll see you tomorrow. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to do the thing to shut my stream down, but my Xbox is glitching out and not cooperating. So I don't really know what to do here.